independent. So we've come really to arrest Bashir. We understand that he was on his way, and when we got word in the USA, you know, you can do a citizen's arrest. And so we were prepared to do a citizen's arrest. Now, I've been to the refugee camps in Chad. I've been to South Sudan. I know what I've seen, and I know what I've heard. I know all of the people that I've talked to across the 800 miles from the capital of Chad all the way to the southern tip. And all of the stories that I've heard and the people to whom I've spoken on the several occasions that I was in the refugee camp. So for those who may not know, the International Criminal Court in March 4, 2009, and again July 12th, and 2010, all right. Good, thank you. I was saying that we're here because in 2000, March 4th, 2009, and then again July the 12th, 2010, the International Criminal Court issued a 10-count indictment against Omar el-Bashir for genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. And so since that period of time, he has been traveling across the world. There have been some countries which have barred his entrance, and there have been others who allowed him to come in. But we're here to say that he cannot enter the United States of America. Not only so, but now in 2005, then Secretary of State Colin Powell said that the worst humanitarian crisis in the world today is in Darfur. At that point, 2005, it was estimated that 200,000 people had been killed. It was estimated that hundreds of thousands were being banished to refugee camps and Chad and to displacement in Sudan itself. Since that time, or more recently, would you believe it, that there are 3.1 million people who are receiving humanitarian aid among the Darfur people? There are 1.1 million people who are scattered across refugee camps or temporary encampments, they call it. In addition to that, not only in Darfur, but in the region of South Kordofan, in the region of Blue Nile, in the Nuba Mountain area, and in Abyei, the murderous tyrant Bashir is wreaking his violence. 800,000 people in the Blue Nile area are now being banished from their homes. And so this man needs to be in jail. I like the saying, it wants to observe. Now, South Sudan has already declared independence.